Oh, another movie that was absolute garbage. Skyline. And I was the one who wanted to go see it, which is always fun when you take people to go see a movie and it's a steaming pile of dog shit.
Oh, yeah. Don't you love that feeling?
Yeah.
I got that with Eyes Wide Shut. Robin, to this day, you bring that up. She'll fucking roll her eyes.
You know what? One of these days I'll be like, you know what movie I really like? Eyes Wide Shut.
You should do it.
I'm going to do that.
You'll get a full retelling of the night I took her to see that stinker.
I'm totally going to do it, dude.
In a world of bad movies, two follically challenged men will stop at nothing to share their opinions of them. Their wives are tired of listening. But are you? This isn't the podcast you deserve, but it's the one you need. Prepare yourself for Bald Guys and Bad Movies.
Welcome to episode 16 of Bald Guys and Bad Movies. I am Troy with my buddy
Michael Stella.
So, Michael Stella, what are we doing this week? It is something that we've been talking about for a while, and I feel like it's Christmas.
Finally did it, because...
Finally, it dropped in price, so we don't have to feel like total
I was not about to buy this fucking
suckers
giant sack of garbage.
Hey, you give it away. We are talking about Morbius.
Morbius.
The infamous Morbius.
Yep.
Now, this movie, it's safe to say, universally panned by every living, breathing creature.
And I'm not gonna lie, for the first 20 minutes, I was like, "This isn't so bad." Like,
wait. Let's we got a lot to talk about, I'm sure. Would you recommend Morbius under any condition?
It's bored and like your finger, and it comes on, and your fingers are like covered in Cheeto dust. And you don't want to have to like clean them in order to like grab the remote and change the channel. And you're like super high, and you can't even you can't even fathom figure out how to like grab the remote and change a channel. Then yeah, sure, why not? You know what I mean? Like,
that's a very specific situation.
Yeah,
it feels almost personal. Is it?
Well, I'm just saying,
is this fresh in your mind, Mike?
let's be real. You know what I mean? Like, there was a time where I smoked a lot of weed, and I definitely
ate a lot of Cheetos.
Ate a lot of Cheetos. I mean, if
Cheetos or cheese.
If this was a
puffs?
video show, then you would be like, yeah, that guy eats a lot of Cheetos.
But wait, did you hear my question? Cheetos or cheese puffs?
You know what my favorite ones are? What? The crunchy jalapeno cheddar Cheetos. Those are my absolute favorite Cheetos. They have just enough spice, and they're still cheesy. And I don't like the Flamin' Hots because they're not Cheetos. You know what I mean?
My son
I
loves
don't
the
understand
Flamin'
it.
Hot.
Flamin' Hots are fucking absolute garbage. I have no idea why anyone eats them.
Any flavor is overridden.
There's no flavor.
It's just spice. It's just a spice nugget.
Yeah,
right.
I don't get it. I never have. Which is why when they came out with the jalapeno cheddar ones, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Cheetos, but with a little spice. Like, that's exactly what I wanted. So,
I gotta say, I prefer the cheese puff. I don't dislike the Cheeto.
Oh, but come on.
You gave me a preference.
I think you know, though.
Cheese doodle. It's the same thing, right? Cheese puff, cheese doodle.
I don't know. Cheese doodles, I thought are like the off-brand or something. But
maybe.
Above and beyond all of those, and thank you for bringing them back into the world, whoever decided to do it.
He's looking towards God.
Planters cheese balls.
Oh.
In the little tins.
It's been a while since I've had those.
Oh, you had those within the last couple of years, because I brought some into the office. They came back, and you could only find them online, like on Amazon. So I ordered like a case of them, like a case of like 12 containers of them, and brought a bunch into the office. Wait.
And this is pre-shortage of everything. Yeah, this is before the world fell apart.
They disappeared. They got rid of them years and years ago, and
what the fuck did you do that, then?
I don't know, man. Huh. Don't ask me. And then Planters brought them back, and I was like, I am buying these fuckers, and they didn't taste. I don't know. Like, they didn't taste exactly the same. I don't know what it was. I can't put my finger on.
Well, is it because the rose-colored tint of your
the rose tinted glasses? Doesn't
like live up to? Wait a minute. This is the end all be all.
Yeah, exactly. But they are fucking good, and they're like that neon yellow, or neon orange. Like they're not even like the normal Cheetos orange.
Wait, but can
like,
you still get them? Is it still a
Yeah.
a
They have them at the
boutique?
store now. They still you can get them at Ralph's or wherever.
So they just basically said we're not making these anymore, and then there was a lot of demand, and they brought it back.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, kind of like the Mexican pizza at Taco Bell. Have you had one of those recently?
Mexican pizza taco. No, not recently.
They brought them back like last month or something, man.
Oh, wait,
Yeah, we went.
Wait a
what?
minute, you go to Taco Bell?
Sometimes, man. Like I said,
No,
if
the
this was
only
a video show,
No,
you'd be like, yeah, this guy goes to Taco Bell.
No, it's
you
got
know?
nothing about you being a girthy man of dissenting tastes. It's because you're the man of dissenting tastes. Your palate is very refined.
I'm a
I think.
man who lives 4 blocks from a Taco Bell. That's
Well,
what I am.
okay,
When I'm
but-
lazy and don't want some other nasty fast food, I default to Taco Bell because
I always feel like when I would say like, oh, we went to Panda Express. Panda Express, that's shit Chinese food. You should go to here. Like, I had the impression that if you're gonna go out and eat, no matter the distance, you must get the best version.
Nah, man, I
of
live
that
in this
food.
funky ass area where anything that's
Well,
like
it's near a Taco
good-
Bell. It'll be funky. We got in this tangent because you brought up the circumstance in which you should watch Morbius.
Yes,
Oh boy, is it worth
what do
$6?
it ain't worth $6. That's for damn sure. That's for damn
You
sure.
can wait. You can wait. You can watch it on HBO Max as a curiosity.
Yeah,
But if you never see it, you ain't missing much.
you ain't missing a damn thing. They're
I will
making a sequel though.
Well, I will say, they're
Wait, let's not do we're not. Let's get into spoil. Okay, so
well, no.
so
All I was gonna say is there is
potential for a
potential
sequel.
reason to watch it, but it's not because of the title character.
That's right.
But anyway, but yeah, you can wait, see it for free.
Yeah,
And
definitely
then,
see it for free. I kind of feel the same way about this as I felt about Dumbledore. You know, like if you don't see it, who gives a shit? If you're a big Marvel fan and you have to see every Marvel movie, then yeah, see it, but see it for free.
I wouldn't even say.
It has
I-
nothing. It's in it
Yeah, I
has
don't know if
nothing to do with
it has any impact on Marvel at all, and.
Not our Marvel, not the Marvel that everyone knows and loves, anyways.
Well, okay, now we're into the spoiler shit. So, at the very end, the Vulture shows up, Michael Keaton's character, and I'm like, who gives a fuck? Like, he was fine in Spider-Man: Homecoming, but the Vulture's always been like a lower tier, whatever villain to me.
Well, so is Morbius. Wasn't Morbius lower tier villain as well?
Yeah, like
It's like a couple of B-list.
right, okay,
you know
a
what
couple
I mean?
of I don't give a shits in one movie, and the one movie's about the one thing I don't give a shit about, and then the other thing I don't give a shit about shows up, and as a like ooh moment.
I give equally as little shit. You know what I mean? Now, right?
And in the trailer, I don't know if you remember one of the earlier trailers, he had dialogue with Morbius. Like there was a scene where they were like in an alley, and there was even like a shot of Spider-Man's poster that Morbius walked by, and then Keaton was like, "You and I should do a team up or something."
that was in the movie. They had that in the movie.
Not with the Vulture.
Oh, you didn't see the second after credit scene?
Well, I fast forward to the very end. Was that the very end?
No. It was when Vulture and Morbius is like driving in the car, and he drives out to the middle of nowhere.
Oh, I totally missed that. Tell me about it, man.
So basically, Morbius is like driving out in the middle of nowhere and stuff, and he's like, okay, he gets out of his car, and here comes fucking Vulture like blasting up in his fucking stupid ass suit that somehow he was able to build by himself, considering he didn't even build it originally. It was the fucking other dude who built that shit, right? Like his little minion dude.
Right.
And I was like, okay, whatever. I'm going to let them have it. And then he shows up, and he was like, so I can't remember exactly what he says, but basically,
paraphrasing.
he was like, I'm thinking maybe we should get some like-minded guys like us together and maybe form a group. I think we could do some good. And Morbius just kind of like smiles, and then that's the end of the.
That's so stupid.
It's so fucking dumb.
First of all,
Morbius was like the hero in the movie. Fucking Vulture was a fucking asshole villain.
Wait. But this is why it's stupid. It's, because Morbius was the reluctant, like, not even reluctant. He was never reluctant, which is an issue. But Keaton, I always saw Keaton in Homecoming as just a working class dad trying to make a living. And the government stepped in and fucked his shit up. So he was giving
He got super.
But he's not a super villain, and he also doesn't give a shit about doing good, even if that was like a kind of a wink wink thing. He was just a working Joe trying to get ahead. Yeah. So he wouldn't give a fuck about good in the world.
And it's fucking. It was stupid. I mean, look,
and also he has a daughter. Does he not give a shit that he's in a different universe than his daughter?
Exactly. That was the whole fucking purpose for what he was doing was his family, and now he doesn't give a shit.
So fucking sloppy, dude.
So fucking dumb.
Embarrassing.
But what I will say was, first 20 minutes happen up until the point where I think all the way up until the point he becomes the vampire. And I'm like, this isn't horror. This is pretty decent. Like, I'm not hating it at all. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what everyone's saying. I'm like, yeah, let's wait until I was telling that to Andrea. She's like, yeah, I don't think it's that bad either. I'm like, well, let's wait till it gets to the rest of the movie. The moment he became a vampire, it was just all downhill from there.
Let's just pause right there.
Oof.
What is with the mist effect?
Oh God, someone
the
kill
smoky
me.
Mist.
So stupid. You know what would have made sense to me is that if that was like his echolocation sort of thing.
And that's what I was thinking.
Other people didn't see it, but then it's in the security footage and shit.
Like the
so dumb.
His best friend,
so fucking dumb.
who actually takes the thing unknowns to Morbius, and he becomes a vampire, but an evil one. Maybe he only sees it, vampire vision, right?
Yeah.
But everyone else, because they're moving so fast and this and that. It was stupid.
And it looked bad. Dude, when they looked like vampires, it looked shitty, dude.
It looked like an awesome video game. Like,
it did.
I kind of want to play.
Sure.
Like, do you remember how he was gliding? Like, there was a game. What was that game where you
Prototype?
Prototype.
Yeah.
Where he was gliding down to the girl.
That's one of my favorite games ever.
Me too, dude. I was like, that was actually cool, but not because it belonged in the movie. I'm like, man. That's so. I wish they'd make a game. I would play the Morbius game.
It was like when the X-Men Origins Wolverine game came out, and it was like super dope, and everyone fucking loved it. And then the movie dropped like a week later, and it was absolute shit.
Oh, actually, I love that movie. I love that movie.
No, you don't, Troy. Yeah. Oh my God!
No, I'm joking.
Fucking God!
After our Lost World conversation,
you had me, dude. After the Lost World conversation, man, you fucking had me. I was like, no way, he likes that.
I didn't drink
garbage.
the Kool-Aid there.
Holy shit! You had me, bro.
What do you think of Jared Leto's performance before I get into what I was about to say?
I felt like his performance was decent until he became a vampire, and then it just felt cheesy. I don't know what it was. Like the once he was like a vampire, like he just felt cheesy.
Was it him in vampire form or him as Morbius?
Everything. The whole movie was so bad. Like I didn't like. I wanted to like his character but like I just didn't. Like he was just annoying to me.
Well. I thought, and I don't know if because you don't watch Doctor Who, but Matt Smith played
the doctor.
He played his friend who takes and he
like the moment
loves being a vampire.
Yeah,
and I love him loving being a vampire.
I loved that. But he just still looked so shitty.
Yeah,
you know what
the special effects were shit. I wish they had just went with some practical shit.
Dude, it would have been so much better if they
would have been fucking awesome, dude. Like, think of the vampires in Blade.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe they're a bit more augmented. Like, even in Buffy. Like, the vampires, their face is different, but it's still their flesh and blood, right?
did like the fact that his name is Michael Morbius. So like when he's like calling out to him, he's like Michael, and it reminded me of the Lost Boys. I just kept thinking about that, even though even the Lost Boys looked better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it did. It's practical,
and it was,
dude.
And not only that, it was a similar sort of vampire look too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you extrapolated the Lost Boys like really vamped out look to like the nth degree, this is kind of what you would get. I kind of feel like they had the long claws,
Right.
They had the like very vampirish looking faces, and they just dialed it up to 11 using CG, and it just looked bad.
Actually,
just bad.
If you cast if this was a time machine, Kiefer Sutherland could have played the friend, and Jason Patrick could have played Morbius. It would have been a perfect like match,
awesome.
but with like practical effects. But
Yeah.
the scene where he stalks Matt Smith stalks the nurse
Yeah.
was actually kind of cool, like creepy. And I'm thinking the movie should be more like this.
Yeah.
Because when you start doing outrageous CGI, I'm no longer scared. Right? Stop showing us everything. They're creatures of darkness, like the bats. And then his to show his ear. Yeah, of course you got to do a ripple.
Yeah,
you can't be more subtle and clever in terms of like Spider-Man doesn't have the fucking lines coming out of his head.
Right.
I mean, like there's other ways to do it so it doesn't come off as complete cornball cheesy.
Yeah. One thing I will say that I did like, there was a scene when they were in the when Michael and his assistant, the doctor, were like in the coffee shop, and she's like, want some coffee? He's like, and she like slides it into the sun, and he looks and he goes to grab it and he pulls his hand away real quick. Oh. And he's like, looks at it, he's like, not that kind of vampire. I was like, he pulled that line off pretty well. I did enjoy that. That there were snippets of things that I enjoyed, but then the fucking counterfeiters, like the guy shows up and tries to hand counterfeit bills, and he like follows them, and I'm just like, dude. No one gives a fuck about counterfeit hundreds.
Well, no,
like, who fucking cares?
He followed them because he wanted their equipment.
Yeah, but did he?
But why would you make that connection, right?
Well, he did say, hey, one of the other guys said, oh, hey, bro, we got to get back to the lab.
Right, and he needed a lab.
It's just poor writing.
Well, okay. I mean? Part of me,
come on, that's shitty writing. Am I
wrong?
No.
I'm not defending it. I'm not defending it. Like but the bigger question for me is Jared Leto's performance. Part of me is like, I think it's fine, but then when Matt Smith starts doing this thing, I almost feel like they're in two different movies, right? Like, and also I don't think Matt Smith overplayed
That's a Doctor Who guy, right?
Yeah, I think he was just having fun with it, and I felt like Jared Leto played it so level that I almost wonder if a different actor or if he took a different approach and made it a bit more theatrical, right? Because everything else is so theatrical. But he played it very subtle, and and he's brooding and this and that. I don't know, but that's fine if you're doing like a Lost Boys, if you're doing a dark and scary, and you know what I mean?
Sure,
like,
and it wasn't that.
It wasn't that. And then your villain is super fun. Like, every time Matt Smith was on screen doing his thing, I enjoyed it. And maybe I'm biased because I know he was an amazing doctor. Like, fucking amazing. So, I know he's a great actor. And I know his range, right? Doctor, it's not like goofy shit. Like, there's serious dramatic shit that goes on.
Right.
And he doesn't always pick the obvious, like, way to portray things. So, I know he's good. It was just fun every time he was on screen doing his thing. And then there's the Morbius scenes. Yeah. Right? Like I think there was an imbalance there. I can't like say Jared Leto was bad. I'm not saying that. I just think there were two different tones there that they should have met somewhere in the middle, but go ahead.
I did like the comic relief, what's it called? dude for the investigator, right?
Yeah, it's Tyrese
Gibson. Yeah, okay.
Jared Harris. What the hell is he doing in this movie? Like
I know.
He's too. Well, why are any of these actors?
Seriously.
Really? Like, it's not that they're bad actors.
You know what? I was just hoping that the Tyrese character there was gonna be more to him. You know what I mean?
He was just his partner had more like.
Yeah.
Again, it's like his partner realized what movie he was in.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrese didn't. Jared Leto didn't know what movie he was in. Matt Smith did. Right? Like, you got to like really swing for the fences because the fucking effects are just not even holding back.
Yeah.
So, like, a good example, Tom Hardy got it.
Oh, yeah.
With Venom, he didn't underplay that. He just... Now, I'm not saying imitate Tom Hardy, but...
That's a good point, though, dude, because these two movies take place in the same universe.
Right.
And so that's a really good point, actually. You know, like...
Now, Tom Hardy was a bit goofy. You don't have to be goofy, but you can be really dramatic and... This is it's theatrics, right? Tom Hardy, it was a theatrical, over the top performance, because he knew this is a goofy concept, right? So if Tom Hardy played it like Jared Leto, it would not be as fun.
I mean, yeah, totally. At least the first Venom was fun.
And hey, look, and I don't love Venom. I didn't think the movies were.
I didn't mind I thought
they were okay.
The first one was fun and stuff, but number 2 was so just all over. Like, Noah didn't even like number 2, and he fucking likes everything. You know what I mean? And he was so excited about Carnage, and so I took him to see it, and I was like, there was a few scenes where I was like, this is a little violent. Like, when, like, not even like real scenes that were violent, but just like when they were talking about the Woody Harrelson's backstory in it, there was some violent shit and just a little animated comics and stuff. And I was like, I looked at Andrea. We were like, I don't know. This is kind of fucked up.
I don't remember. Did they show it, the back stuff, as animated comics?
Yeah, it was like drawings on a paper, like scribbled.
Oh, I do remember.
And it was really cool.
It was him. He drew it.
He was drawing it. Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
It was really cool. But
as a kid,
it just was fuck, man. I was like, this is brutal.
Well, I don't know, man. I know we're not talking about Venom, but I mean, was Morbius worse than Venom? Like, it's almost for me same level of quality. Like, I didn't.
Well,
maybe Venom is slightly better.
I think the first Venom was definitely better. If we're talking about the sequels, I don't know. The sequels are pretty they're both in line with each other. The sequel and Morbius, I feel like, were both really bad.
What did you like about Morbius? Anything
the first 20 minutes. I really liked the first 20 minutes until.
Now, what was it about the first 20 minutes before the camp and the crazy shit?
Yeah, it just seemed good. Like, I literally said to Andrea, like, this doesn't seem that bad. Like, this is pretty good. Like, they did a good job. I felt like they did a good job with the character development. Like, I liked the kids they used in the beginning. Like, I felt like the beating up scene with the paper was a little stupid. But everything besides that, I thought was pretty well done.
Can you explain? Well, I don't need to explain it, but something that I had to actually rewind the movie. Mm-hmm. I guess it was intended as a funny thing, but he called Matt Smith's character, his friend, Milo, but his name wasn't Milo. So it was like, there's other Milos. You're just the new Milo. I guess
there were like
a revolving door of
kids in that bed next to him, and he just didn't want to learn there. I think he kind of felt it among like the whole like, you're gonna leave anyways, so I'm just you're just Milo, so I don't need to know your real name because you're Milo.
I figured that was it, so I'm just making sure. But
he's like, I don't even remember who the original Milo was, but if you're in that bed, you're Milo. So like, which I thought was kind of cool. It was a nice little quirky like character trait. Right. You know what I mean?
Right. I didn't mind it. It just like threw me for a second, and then I was like, oh, okay, maybe I wasn't paying.
And his name was Lucian. I was like, what a perfect name for a fucking vampire. I was like, his name's Lucian. He's gonna be a fucking vampire later in the movie. And then at the end, they show the girl waking up, and she's going to be a vampire, but they don't show anything. They just show her eyes turning red, and that's the whole fucking thing.
You know, it's such a shame, man. Like, well, let me finish what I was about to say. Matt Smith's face, he has a very unique look. And for Doctor Who, it was perfect, right? And it was also pretty perfect for this.
Right.
Because for Doctor Who, he played the Doctor more like an out-of-step alien. Like you know what I mean? Like he even though it was human, just Matt Smith's natural face.
Right.
He even joked about it in the show. Oh, that chin. Like when he first transformed, oh my, the chin. But he does a really good job. He has a very strange look, and it worked well for this character, just who he naturally is. He was my favorite part. He was my favorite part, hands down, because he was swinging for the fences, just like the assistant investigator.
Yeah.
Like he was campy. Like those two characters felt like they belonged in a Venom film.
Yeah.
Right. If you put those characters in Venom, and the Venom villain is the Matt Smith character or whatever, it would have been a perfect mesh, a perfect fit. Like, because they're all on the same playing field. I just feel like, and yeah, the first 20 minutes, I had that same feeling. Like, I'm not hating this.
Yeah,
like it's, I'm waiting for the bad to show up, and
it didn't disappoint.
Even the CGI, it's not enough. But if they had taken that fucking smoke shit off,
it would have been better.
It was so distracting.
And that's one of those things, and Andrea brought that up. She's like, maybe they added that just because they knew the CG looked so bad and they needed to like cover it up. And
that's a great fucking point.
And they do that. A lot of movies, like they'll make shit happen at night so they can get away with all their crappy CG. You know what I mean?
When are they gonna learn, Mike? Like the over-the-top jumping, and then the pause, the slow motion.
Oh, God,
show.
that was something
For fuck's sakes, dude.
The slow-mo scenes were so bad, and they made the only one that made sense was the first one. When he's dodging the bullets the first time, and seeing the bullets while he's dodging them. When he's on the ship.
Oh, on the ship. Yeah. Okay.
The stupidest one, though, was when they're going down the escalator and literally there's a slow-mo and nothing happens in it. It's just slow-mo for slow-mo's sake, and then they hit the thing and like tumble over. Like,
if anything, it should be fast mode.
It should have been.
You shouldn't slow down to look at this train wreck of CGI.
Yeah, what they should have done was when it hit and then they were jumping over to like do their landing. That's when it should have gone to slow-mo right before, when they were in the sky then. But whatever.
Okay, you take out all that shit and have it be like a foot race, a foot chase.
Yeah.
A fight, but with guys with vampiric strength and claws, with pedestrians, and make it rated R, blood flying, blood splattering. That's the other thing. This movie should have been rated fucking R, dude. Like,
it should have been.
Like, the one dude on the ship, do you remember the moment he cut his throat and nothing came out?
Yeah, like, it was like drops.
He was gurgling, or maybe there was some drops. I could barely see it.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, that's such a fucking cop-out, man. It's a vampire movie. Make it rated. You've proven rated R movies can do well. Venom should have been rated R. That was mine. But hey, what do I know? They made a ton of money with Venom, with PG-13. Why not? Like Uncharted, you know what I mean? They play it safe, or they make these choices, and they're rewarded with money. Except I guess this didn't work out so well. Well, box office wise.
And then they brought it back again to the movie theaters, and people were making memes do it, bring it back again, bring it back again.
That shows how tone deaf and out of step they are.
Stupid. They're no one wanted to see this.
Marketing had a meaning. Look, there's buzz. Maybe there was someone this is snark, right?
They are laughing at you,
right? Not
with you, bro. They are making fun of how stupid this movie is. So,
and maybe someone said that, and they're like, "Yeah, but still, maybe it'll be a viral thing, a goof. Let's just go see this stupid movie. Anyway, we can make our money back."
So bad.
It didn't have to be bad, and I like vampires. Anything else we could say about fucking Morbius?
No, man.
Yeah, it's empty calories, man. There's really not much to say.
Yeah,
like,
it's boring. It's not that like bad graphics, like
but have you
stupid
seen worse?
ideas. You know what I mean? What do you mean?
Have you seen worse? Like, would you say this is the worst movie you've ever seen? Or
no. It is not the worst Marvel movie. The worst Marvel movie, in my opinion, is The New Mutants.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's bad, dude.
I thought you were gonna say Thor: Dark World.
Thor: Dark World is a hot.
I will say
pile,
Morbius is better than that because there is nothing going on in Dark World that I get.
That's true.
Like again, I like Matt Smith, so there is one thing that I found some entertainment value of, right? And I do like Jared Leto. Thor: Dark World was just.
I think Morbius is better than Dark World, but I still think the New Mutants is worse than either of them. Than everything. I think that's the worst Marvel movie.
Is it really that bad?
I thought it was really bad, and I wanted to like it so much. It had fucking Maisie Williams in it, and she's usually good. It has the guy who plays the older Byers brother from fucking Stranger Things, and I like him. Had the chick from the Queen's Gambit.
It was supposed to be a horror movie initially, but then they pussy out and made it like PG-13. I
feel like they did.
All right, let's rate it. Let's rate Morbius.
Okay, Morbius. Fuck. Fucking 1.5, dude. 2. I don't know. What did I give? What was one of my 2s?
You gave Dumbledore 2.
I don't know. I might have liked this even less.
Yeah, 1.5.
I think 1.5. That's what popped into my head. So I'm giving it a 1.5. This is the first time I dipped below 2.
Is it? Yeah, I think it is. Just truly earned the bad movie title.
Yeah,
this
absolutely, absolutely. It gets an award.
Well, again, I'm a huge Matt Smith fan. Doctor Who, nerd boy. So that alone, I'll give it 2 deflated blood bags.
Give it the
5.
deuce.
Yeah, 2.
He gets the deuce.
And I tell you, that 2 is solely Matt Smith. And maybe a little bit of Jared Leto, although I think he could have played more into the fun camp of it.
Totally.
And it would have elevated it. Nothing would have saved the fucking CGI except complete redirection from concept.
Utterly bad.
Maybe if they removed that stupid fucking mist, it still would have been bad CGI, but at least it would have been bad CGI without bullshit that doesn't even logically make sense with his powers.
Exactly.
Like, was he turning to mist? Was he
farting
this? What is it? I don't know what it is.
Yeah, and then when he's in the orange jumpsuit, he looks like he's a fucking
a Skittle.
I don't know,
Taste the rainbow.
It's like a highlighter being written across the fucking sky when he's jumping and shit. Well, Morbius sucks balls. It was everything that the world prepared me for.
But you said there's a sequel, so maybe
they'll do better on the sequel. Who knows?
Maybe Uncharted 2 and Morbius can morph into one massive sequel. And
Unchorbius. Unchorbius 2.
I think I'll end it with that.